Hi, I'm Ash, and today I want to talk about teaching and one of my favorite activities, walking in creeks. I'm going to talk about 3 things I learned while teaching and relate them to 3 things that I like about walking in creeks. Those 3 things being 1, teaching groups versus teaching singular populations of students. So the whole classroom versus one-on-one, and how that's a lot like spearfishing or net fishing or spearfishing. And then I'm going to talk about the diversity of types of learners, as well as the diversity of creatures in this little stream. Finally, I'm going to talk about what I think is absolutely most important about both activities, which is enjoying yourself and having fun. So without further ado, let's get to it. So, let's start off with the first analogy, spearfishing versus net fishing. Well, it might surprise you, but I don't actually use any spears or nets when I creek walk, but it sounded a lot better than scooping and picking up. So, what do I mean when I say spearfishing versus net fishing and teaching the whole class versus teaching an individual? Well, as a teacher, we're obviously tasked with to teach 20 to 30 students at once. And we're going to do that by getting in front of the class and trying to scoop them all up and just get as much of them as we can in our scooper or our net. And that's kind of what I do with creek walking sometimes. When I see something that's really fast or some kind of shoal, I like to scoop it up and just see what I get. However, I'm not going to get anything. I'm not going to get everything. And that's the same with teaching. When I'm teaching, no matter what kind of net I use, there are going to be some students who fall through the cracks, no matter what type of net of teaching style I do. And that's what spearfishing is, or in this case, grabbing. I guess there's 2 layers of analogies. So this is when I go around the classroom and I'm just making sure that every student gets the idea. And it'd be so cool if I could grab something right now, but I can't, and that's okay. Just making sure, giving each student the one-on-one time, the spearfishing of giving them that one-on-one kind of attention that they needed to understand the topic. And this was really useful. This kind of analogy was really useful in my teaching process, because I was a really good spearfisher, but I struggled with my kinds of nets. And I found that having a variety of net methods meant that the same students aren't falling through the same net over and over again. Visual, hands-on, having the difference between the option between those and the variance between those makes sure that not all students aren't always the same students aren't always being requiring spearfishing. So spearfishing and net fishing, you can't get everyone in the scoop. You got to learn how to do both, and change up your nets. You don't want to have the same student struggling with visual learning and you doing the same visual kinds of lessons, because how's that student going to feel if they need that one-on-one time with you every single time? If it was up to me, I would have enough time to spearfish everybody, but you can't do that, unfortunately. So we got to use our nets. Hi, Ash again here, and I'm here with the help of 2 volunteers to explain diverse learners. So here we have 2 learners who both benefit from the same learning style. Maybe they're even both visual learners. Maybe they're even caught by the same type of net. However, as you can clearly see, these 2 learners, calm down, bro, are at completely different stages of their learning. And if I have both of these students in my classroom, hey, that's not nice. How am I going to be able to accommodate for both of these kinds of learners when one of them is so far off and the other one is just starting out? Hopefully your students aren't trying to pinch you to death, but they usually won't want to be there. I gotta let these guys go. Now that I'm safe from an involuntary nose job, let's talk a little bit more about those 2 types of learners. So I don't have all of the answers on how to teach both of those kinds of learners in the same class. As in Centennial High School, I had students in 9th grade and students in 12th grade in the same physics class. And to be honest, there's no real easy way to just cover both of their bases. It might take a little more time for sure. I don't have all of the answers for, all of my questions I'm asking, but that doesn't mean I'm not learning about it. So keeping your learning styles variable and being able to, just do your best and expect that not all students are going to be in the same place and at the same time is just a really good way to walk into any situation prepared and ready to teach. Boom! Hello again. For the last one, I want to talk about having fun. And not just having fun, but more importantly, having fun even when you slip up. If you're like me, you'll make a lot of mistakes. And boy knows, I have. But will I come out here tomorrow and expect myself to have fun, despite that today wasn't the best success? You bet my wet bottom I do come out and keep having fun. And teaching, it's about learning. And learning is about failing. And there are lots of times in my life where I failed, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more. But having a nice attitude where I can scrape some of the mud off and get back to it tomorrow, it's kind of what learning is all about. And by extension, teaching. That's it for me. I hope you enjoyed my video. And yeah, thanks for watching.